Well, Captain Falcon Brave New Bloated Budget has had quite the rocky road. It's been through disastrous test screenings, rewrites, reshoots, delays, and more money than the GDP of some small countries. But now that it's out, is it any good? Yeah, it's okay. You can definitely see the seams where 5 different films were pieced together, but the glue they used was strong enough to keep the whole thing from shattering into farce. Brave New World stars Anthony Mackie as Captain Falcon. Yeah, I know he's Captain America now, but he's just Falcon with a shield, so get over it. Well, after Captain Falcon helps the US military stop some baddies, he gets an invite to the White House for an important summit. General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross is now President Ross and wants Cap to reassemble the Avengers. As Cap points out, that seems a little weird considering his Sokovia Accords were the reason half of them ended up in jail or on the run, but Ross says he's had a change of heart and wants Cap and the Avengers back in as part of the military. Wish he'd had figured that out before Endgame. Maybe Tony wouldn't have died, only to be Frankenstein back into life as Doctor Doom, but whatever. Now, I know we're early on here, but this brings up a few questions. Like, if Cap isn't officially part of the military now, then how is he constantly going on secret missions with SEAL Team 6? And if the Avengers reassemble, what's to stop this dick from just reenacting the Sokovia Accord restrictions and causing another civil war if they get out of line? And for that matter, who would vote for this guy? He created Abomination and made some very public mistakes that got hundreds, if not thousands, killed. Shouldn't he have been drummed out of the military for screwing up so hard for so long that he basically endangered the whole world a couple of times over? Oh, what's that? Shut up and turn off your thinky parts? Okay, I guess he won because his opponent was a black woman with a weird laugh or something. Anyway, Cap is off to the White House with his buddy Joaquin, who happens to be the new Falcon, and Isaiah Bradley, the elderly super soldier they introduced in that Falcon and the Winter Soldier show about 10 of us watched. Isaiah's a little reluctant since the US government framed him, sent him to jail, and experimented on him for 3 decades. And he personally hates General Ross, but I guess a free meal is a free meal, so off they go. Everything seems to be going great until Isaiah and 5 other guys go nuts and try to kill the president, at which point the movie turns into a spy thriller minus the thrills, where the spies kind of have all the clues handed to them on a silver platter. Isaiah, it turns out, was brainwashed and doesn't remember attacking the president, but nobody believes him, and Ross thinks it's all hokum. Kinda weird considering he spent half his life dealing with Hulks, superheroes, and villains, saw half the world dusted, and Loki brainwashing S.H.I.E.L.D., and knows every detail of Bucky's time as Winter Soldier? But I guess a simple brainwashing is fairy tale magic, even though that exists in this universe too, but whatever. So, off Cap goes to discover the truth behind the conspiracy and clear his friend's name. This movie is an odd duck, because though it's decently acted, directed, and paced, and kind of okay written, you can still see the seams where they parse the different versions together. Slight differences in weight, energy level, hairstyles, etc. give the lie to the idea that this movie takes place over a couple of days. And though there's a huge effort to fix problems in the MCU as a whole, like finally addressing that celestial in the ocean, some moments potentially break upcoming projects and rehash crap that was already settled in earlier works. Like when Sebastian Stan makes a brief cameo as Bucky Barnes and Sam opines about being unworthy of the shield. Didn't he already have that arc in Falcon and the Winter Soldier? It's a nice scene and shows how Sam and Bucky have a deep friendship and love for one another, but it felt tacked on. And then Bucky just pisses off to go do a fundraiser for his congressional campaign and... Wait, what? The Winter Soldier is running for Congress? Like, 10 years ago, Bucky got framed for bombing the king of Wakanda and is a well-known assassin for hostile nations. I mean, yeah, he was cleared, but we live in a world where using the wrong hashtag or wearing the wrong jeans gets round-the-clock excoriation. Okay, then again, we also live in a world where drunkenly throwing an axe at a drummer and crapping your pants in public makes you the head of defense. So, never mind, I guess. But what does him running for Congress mean for the upcoming Thunderbolts movie, where Bucky's action-manning his way through adventures like a badass? Like, if he wins a congressional seat, does he get a beep in the middle of a budget debate and screw off to save the world with a gun and fisticuffs? Ah, shut up and don't think about it, you killjoy. It was a touching moment between friends before they Marvel comedied their way out of poignancy with a tired joke that was done better in Ocean's 11, so just deal with it. But, okay, before you think I'm just crapping on the film, there is some good stuff. The best thing is that it's noticeably smaller in scale. No sky beams or multiverses or hordes of faceless CGI monsters for our heroes to rip through. Just stakes that are more relatable to us mere mortals. International conflicts over resources, Ross trying to get his act together and reconnect with his daughter, Sam trying to help a friend, and a villain who, though boring as crap, had a relatable personal stake in the outcome. The action was tight for the most part, but there are cracks there as well. I laughed my butt off in how, in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sam got a vibranium suit that left his entire skull exposed. I was like, is that just a joke from the Wakandans? Sam, here is vibranium suit. You know I fly, right? Where's the helmet? What? No, it looks good. Well, here he finally has a helmet, but they do that annoying thing where every 5 seconds in the middle of a firefight, he takes off the helmet. What is your deal with that, Marvel? In Quantum Mania, people snapped their helmets on and off like an ADHD case fiddling with a fidget spinner, and now Sam snaps that thing off at the exact moments it would be most useful in a fight. What are you doing, you flaccid flapjack frontal lobes? Oh, and apparently when the Wakandans gave him a helmet, they stole his gloves and sleeves. He tanks a flagpole swing from Red Hulk with his bare hands, and they tried to wave it away by showing his rockets were firing to counteract the blast. But shouldn't his forearms be in Toledo by now? I just don't know with this stuff anymore. But at least the plotting and the acting were good, right? Mostly. I'd say competent is as good as this movie deserves, and that's stretching it. The plot relies on the convenience fairy sprinkling her magic dust over every other second, like guards not having functional ears, or files sitting out in the open when you just happen to need them. And there are so many times when characters that shouldn't have information just magic it into their brains like they're matrixing that stuff. But the acting, when Mackie doesn't look exhausted from his third reshoot, is pretty good, and the characters are acceptably developed. Someone, somehow, somewhere, finally convinced Harrison Ford to give a crap for the first time in years, and Carl Lumbly is awesome as Isaiah. I remember watching that guy as Mantis back in the day, and he's only gotten better with time. So, overall, I think what we have here is an okay movie. If it had cost $100 million less and had a few issues fixed here and there, this is the direction I'd like to see the MCU go. No multiverse bullcrap, no galaxy-destroying super beings, just smaller scale films that bring characters and story to the fore. So I'd say go see it. It's not the best, but it's a step in the right direction, and hopefully a herald of things to come. I just hope they get their crap together before they start filming next time so it doesn't take $1 billion to break even, but what do I know? So, go take a look, let me know what you think, and until next time, happy viewing.